Time for another grammatically correct production from grammaronline.org.
Next up, run-ons, comma splices, and fragments. So this lesson is not teaching you how to use these, it's teaching you how to correct them and how to avoid them. These are all bad things. Run-ons are bad things, comma splices are bad things, and fragments are bad things. So we are going to learn how to avoid them and how to correct them. So let's start with run-on sentences. A definition of a run-on sentence is two or more complete sentences. These are also known as independent clauses that are not properly joined or separated. So, for example, you'll see here it says, I was hungry, I ate lunch. Notice there's no punctuation here, and these are two independent clauses, two complete sentences that are not properly joined. Something needs to happen between them. So in other words, there needs to be a period between them. That's one way to correct them. You can also correct them by inserting a semicolon. That's only if these are two independent clauses. Or you can use a combination of a comma and a coordinating conjunction. Very important that the comma and the coordinating conjunction are both used. You would not use just a comma. It's got to be both the comma and the coordinating conjunction. So those are three ways to correct run-on sentences. Add a period, add a semicolon, or add a coordinating conjunction and a comma. All right, let's look at comma splices. What's a comma splice? Well, I see this a lot in students writing, and it's improper. Commas are improperly used quite a bit. So a comma splice is when two or more complete sentences, again those independent clauses, are improperly joined with only a comma. It's what I was referring to up above. So, for instance, a comma splice would be, I was tired, comma, I went to bed. Now sometimes we talk like this. There's a slight and brief pause between our independent clauses, but simply using a comma there between them is incorrect. Like I said before, what we need to do is we need to use a comma and a coordinating conjunction between these two independent clauses. Okay? So just a little reminder here. To correct comma splices, add a coordinating conjunction after the comma. And don't forget those coordinating conjunctions: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Those are your friends. All right, let's look at the final one, a fragment. This is just a group of words that does not express a complete thought. Okay, so it can be a lot of things, like on the baseball field. Well, it's not a complete thought. It's simply a prepositional phrase. Could have slept later. It's a fragment. It's not a complete thought. It's simply just a verb phrase. The boy in the baggy pants. Again, not a complete thought. It's simply a noun and a prepositional phrase. Or after we left the pool. Okay, that's actually a dependent or subordinate clause. It's the beginning of a thought, but it doesn't complete one. So it's called a fragment. Avoid these in your writing. And the way to correct them, simply complete the thought. Just add a subject and a verb, whatever it might need to complete the thought. Okay, that's it. So avoid run-ons, comma splices, and fragments in your writing. They're bad things.